Hello and welcome to the GITEX Tech Waves podcast, bringing you the latest trends and innovations in the shifting tides of tech worldwide. Now, I'm Georgia Tolley, and on today's episode, we're going to have an exciting conversation on the impact of AI for future societies and economies. I have the pleasure to welcome to our studio Thomas Pramotedham, Chief Executive Officer of Presight. Now, they're a leading big data analytics company powered by AI, and they're part of the massive Abu Dhabi headquartered G42 group. Thomas has actively worked to support the UAE's digital transformation. He leads Presight's development in AI for key industry sectors such as public services, energy, finance, utilities, climate, and education. Now, Presight's been partnering with GITEX globally now for about 2 years. They've had a presence at GITEX Global, they've had a presence at GITEX Africa in various different forms, but they're going to be exhibiting for the first time at GITEX Global 2024 with a flagship stand at the world's largest tech show, which of course is taking place from the 14th to the 18th of October at Dubai World Trade Center, right here in the UAE. Now, Thomas, it's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you, Georgia. It's wonderful to be here. And I think you put it very rightly. This is the first time that we have our own stand since we listed last year. But we have always been a big supporter of GITEX, and it is one of the best shows to be in.
It really is. And it keeps on getting bigger every single year.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic from that point of view. And we've got so much to talk to you about because it really has been a very, very busy year for Presight. Thinking about only 1 year ago, after listing on the Abu Dhabi Securities Exchange, Presight reported an incredible, I'm looking at the number here, 1.78 billion dirhams in revenues for its full year 2023 result. I mean, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
I think it's fair to say that.
No, the team worked really hard for that. So,
well, I mean, I think it's important to congratulate serious profits when they come around. But what does it actually say about the importance of AI in today's global economy?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. You know, financial results are one KPI to demonstrate how relevant the technology is. You know, I think with Presight, other than the financial results that we've demonstrated, it's the relevance of the technology that we apply. If you now consider the trend of global AI, and if you think that AI is the backbone of all digital transformation, then in this case, AI is driving every government's transformation strategies and budget. So AI is not a separate part of it. You know, and companies like Presight, where we take a big part of the technology and we apply it into the right sector. So in the government sector, in the financial analytics, in infrastructure, energy, finding real problems and presenting real solutions that are solved by AI and analytics. That is what makes the work that Presight do so meaningful. And a big part of it, I would like to see a measure of impact that we bring to the society beyond financials. Of course, the shareholders would always like to see the financial outcomes of that.
Okay, so speaking about impact, can you give us a sense, or I suppose in many ways I'm looking for a forecast, on how AI is developing right here in the MENA region? I mean, are we well positioned right here to lead innovation in the sector, you know, compared to the rest of the world? I mean, probably compared to the United States mostly.
Well, I guess if you don't do a direct comparison, you look at some of the facts. In 2017, UAE appointed its first AI minister, way ahead of the current trend of what we're talking about with ChatGPT and everything. And then you take a step back. AI has been around since 1950s. So we've used foundation AI. We've done many of it, and it's integrated in our lives, in your Google Maps, in your Netflix. But today, because of generative AI, everyone's all hyped up about it. Take a step back. UAE has been leading this charge. You know, we are top in the line for our digital government services. You experience it in Dubai. You know, Abu Dhabi is leading the charge with our investment in AI infrastructure. Our G42's group's partnership with Microsoft. Presight's applied AI applications within the federal agencies, you know, within the region. So we have partnerships with Intel, with Dell. You know, we have offices in Kazakhstan that's apply analytics and AI into smart cities. So if you look at it as a whole, UAE is taking the position of being a leader in AI and not just a user. And that didn't start 18 months ago. That started years back, and we have applied that in the country. So I think, yes, UAE is in a leading position.
Okay, so another interesting number for you here, because Presight recently acquired 51% of AIQ. That's a joint tech venture between Abu Dhabi National Oil Company and G42. Really interesting acquisition there. The sort of announcements that you made around that time of that acquisition indicated that it was to broaden the use of AI tech in the energy industry. And that was to happen both here in the region, but also around the rest of the world. So how big an impact do you think that AI is going to have on critical infrastructure services, things like the energy sector? And do you perceive any challenges there? Because it's a complicated sector.
It is. I think if you look at it, there are a few ways that we're going to look at answering this question. One, AI requires energy, right? And that's a big part of it. We have heavy investments in the critical infrastructure to power the compute that we need for AI. And then we have the world looking at climate. UAE has been the leader in the forefront of that, moving from fossil fuels to renewable energy, at the same time charting a pragmatic way to do it. When you combine the increased need for energy, for compute, for AI, and the world's responsibilities to a better society, a better climate, a better environment, AI plays a big part in it. Because when you apply AI today, you smarten grids, you smarten energy discovery, you smarten different ways to find renewable energy. So what you're doing, you're creating better efficiency through artificial intelligence in the way we use and produce energy. So that itself, we could do more with less. That in itself, it's answering one of the most critical challenges that we have in the world we live in, the need for AI to help the society and at the same time chart a path for opportunities. Our acquisitions in AIQ presents a host of solutions that have been tested by ADNOC, one of the world-leading oil and gas company. The outcome of that is we're able to take templates of what has been successful and take it into the region. Presight is in 14 different markets, in Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan. To be able to share such solutions to counterparties, to our new clients, would be a real innovation to how oil and gas sectors is going to develop, especially through the use of AI.
So lots of exciting opportunities there. Challenges, though?
Well, adoption.
Yeah.
Right. So mindset. AI is not something, if you don't have ChatGPT on your phone and it's not on your first screen, you know that you have not adopted AI. So in the same, when you bring any new technology, AI or otherwise, into organizations, the ability to change manage, it's key. So while the technology will work, you still have to deal with the nuances of organizations or work streams. But I strongly believe that it's a common goal that we want to do better, do more with less, especially in the use of energy. And AI will drive that, and people will adopt that because you will adopt it in your life, in your day-to-day, in the way you take care of the family, the way you drive to work. And then so, in return, you ask, what can you do for me at work? And it's just a matter of time where AI becomes ubiquitous across your way of life.
It's interesting you see there from the sort of ground up, this idea of AI bubbling up rather than being imprinted
Absolutely.
down. That's very interesting. Okay, so a now famous and very much quoted paper from Goldman Sachs. I think we've all read bits of it at various stages. We're going to take the positive side from that paper now, because the research suggested or estimated that the widespread adoption of AI could both contribute 1.5% to annual productivity growth, that's over a 10-year period, but it could also increase global GDP by nearly $7 trillion. Now, there was another element of that talked about jobs. We're going to focus, though, on that $7 trillion for now.
Every report puts a number to what AI is trying to do.
Yeah.
You pick earlier reports, digital transformation in public sector spend would have been $12 trillion.
Yeah.
AI will add another $7 trillion. And the numbers will grow. But I think what's consistent is that you expect AI and the evolution of it to contribute to productivity, efficiencies, and therefore spend. If you look at every digital transformation budget, be it in the company, in the country, in the state, as an AI budget, then you're taking a sum of 12 trillion plus 7 trillion, and it's a big number. But what it means for us is in the short term, what can you get? How would your life change? I think one of the things we focus very closely to in Presight is how we apply AI. So giving you the AI that you could apply today in your organization to get the efficiencies you need, whatever that metrics would be, the productivity you gain, or the ability to reduce impact to environment today, it's key. Right? So today you'll see some of this. You'll see companies applying AI, And you see AI evolve 5, 10 years later, it will get smarter. That's the expectation. It will get smarter, will replace humans, maybe not, maybe yes. But when it gets smarter, you will be more efficient. You get shorter routes to answers to difficult and complex questions. And in return, that will bring to the betterment of the society, of the world we live in.
How far away do you think we are from this scenario where, you know, the cars are autonomous, the houses are smart, we all have, a virtual assistant on our phones?
Well, it's now and it's soon. We're pretty sure we spoke about your Tesla.
Well,
right?
yes. I mean, to a certain extent, I already drive a fairly autonomous vehicle.
Fairly autonomous.
Yes.
You have Siri and you have Alexa.
Yeah.
It's not intuitive sufficiently, but it's there, right? So it will continue to evolve. The biggest part of it is how will we accept it? How do we accept the good with the fear that these things may change the way we live? But yet you're happier if Netflix put on the right channel for you, and if your car makes the corner that you were deciding that you would drive. I think AI will evolve into our everyday activities. Right? And when you accept that the AI evolves into your everyday activities, you accept that AI will change the way organizations and countries are run. Right? And therefore, by that mean itself, AI will become a part of our everyday life. And that future is not too far away.
So do you think that that is a global standpoint, or do you think that other regions, other countries aren't at the same level, aren't progressing at the same speed?
Well, to say that it will be the same across the world would be an understatement, would not be the right statement, more so than an understatement. Some regions will adopt it faster because of better infrastructure, because AI needs compute, and you need a certain literacy in the system. But AI will level up. So, just like many technology trends, countries or organizations who had not kept up is able to leapfrog today in getting the fastest, the bestest, and the latest. And with that, you will level up. Technology will level up the different economies, that at least I see, in the region and in the world, and give an even playing field to companies, organizations, countries to compete.
I like this idea of it leveling up. I haven't heard that before. Yeah, I like the idea of that, the sort of the idea that you can bring things up and that AI will make that a possibility. Okay, so let's talk about finances or financing. Here in the UAE, there's this real shift, I think probably a widely perceived as successful shift towards public-private partnerships in all sectors. So in your opinion, what are the opportunities for that type of collaboration in AI? And maybe do you think that those public-private partnerships, if they come about, could actually improve this regional sort of variability that we're seeing at the moment?
No, I think absolutely. With the trend that technology and AI is bringing, countries and organizations who take a part in innovation before monetization is going to be one of the key activities. In the UAE, for example, we have infrastructure. So UAE encourages AI adoption. It encourages technology startups to be here. With companies like us in Presight, we have standing MOUs with the Emirati Talent Competitive Council to look at how technology would improve Emirati profiling, job seeking, job matching. So we started with a MOU. We did a joint investment with them, and today they are clients. Right? So it's the same. We have something similar with the Ras Al Khaimah Police. We have something similar with the National Emergency and Crisis Management Agency. The infrastructure and the ecosystem gives us the ability to jointly develop. So it's a public-private partnership. And then when you find real value, the ecosystem allows you to monetize that. So when you bring value to an organization, you get a contract out of it. Right? So I think that's what drives a lot of this adoption. So you're not afraid to invest and you're not afraid to adopt should it be successful. In the region, we have similar opportunities in Kazakhstan, where we have a joint venture with the sovereign fund. Samruk Hazina is a $73 billion sovereign fund. We partner with them. So again, it's a public-private partnership to look at digital transformation initiatives that will drive their state-owned enterprises. Right? So I think as long as a country would adopt that public-private partnership channel, or an organization will adopt investment in innovation together with a partner, you could reap the values of what is developed from it, because then it will be a true use case versus a technology solution that is ready to help you.
I I love how you're already working in Kazakhstan. That's very interesting to hear. Okay, so here in the UAE, as we all know, and as you've mentioned a few times, and it's been around since 2014, we've got this idea of a flourishing government-backed AI ecosystem. So where in that government-backed ecosystem is there space for your new entrepreneurs, your innovators, and also investors? What part can they play in this landscape here in the UAE?
Well, I think UAE is a capital of capital, and then UAE is now a capital of AI. Right, the attention that UAE has garnered in its application of AI, its investments in infrastructure, our AI ministry, our AI ethnic council that's been set up, DIFC bringing fintech that are AI centric, AI assembly, the list goes on, and that rides on the platform of UAE being a platform to the global south, and now with AI being a part of the advanced technology that both the Western world looks at. I truly believe that UAE is the platform for entrepreneurs, for organizations, for investors, and even for the UAE government to become a true showcase in driving the adoption of this technology.
That's very exciting to hear as someone who lives in the UAE, that sort of strength of belief in the purpose and the mission.
Well, that makes two of us.
Well, there we go. We've got
Yes.
two in the room. One of the things I get most excited about when I read about AI, I think it's the real solid good that even a layperson can see in AI is this idea of scientific development, drug development, faster drug development. And then the idea that big data sets can be analysed much faster. Again, it all just leads to medicine being improved, I suppose. What type of services, from the inside, what type of services and products are you expecting to come onto the market in the coming years, thanks to progress in that area?
I think you hit a few key points there, right? Healthcare is definitely one, and that works for all of us because we have families, we have friends who fall ill, and you want the shortest path to good medicine, right? And the advance in AI technology for medtech is going to drive that discovery of new drugs, and we are going to have better medical care. That's one. Second, I think mobility is something you would see. So congestions may go away because cars drive better than maybe the humans do, but autonomous mobility, where AI is driving a big part of that, will take away some of the infrastructure stress that countries are seeing. Robotics, I think where AI is applied. So there's the AI and where it applies. So you would have laborious work that can be done by automation and AI. I think that's where you'll see some of it. I think in citizen services provided government, it's one. I'll give you one example here. We have a project with the National Crisis Emergency Management Agency. We take massive amount of data of first responders, right, and how they respond to an incident. There's one goal in that, is take all the data and all the AI and all the analytics you need, but save a life. You save a life by sending a first responder with the right equipment, the right skill set, at the right place, and take the victim to the right hospital. Right? AI and analytics is driving that kind of dispatch services. Right. With that in mind, I think I'm very glad that we have something like this, because if your family member is in an accident, you know that the first responder will get there, and you know there's sufficient AI and technology that supports that. So you'll feel it in every part of your life. That's my point. You will feel that AI is in every part of your daily life. And therefore, when you look at where it's going to go, it's not so surprising on how healthcare will be better, transportation will be better, manufacturing, robotics, will be in there for us.
So life ultimately is going to get better.
Life will get better.
So your expectations for this, the 44th edition of GITEX, what do you...
Well, I think the fact that it's the 44th, I expect to be bigger, better, and more exciting. I think more importantly, we expect to play a stronger participation role in this. One, because we're showcasing a host of applied AI solutions. We want to bring real clients to see real technology. And the bigger part of it is we want to showcase what UAE has to offer. So we're not the only UAE company. G42 Group will be there. Shameless plug. Presight will be there on its own stand. AIQ will be there. So we look forward to showcasing to a very exciting and very enthusiastic crowd who is looking for how technology, how AI is applied to their day-to-day life and their organization, to have the conversation with us. So we're looking forward to the 44th GITEX.
Thomas, thank you so much. That was an absolutely fascinating discussion, and it's been a real pleasure to have you join us on the Tech Waves podcast. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Yes, absolutely.
And of course, if you are interested, if you're curious to learn more about AI innovations and Presight's solutions, then don't forget to check out their stand at GITEX Global 2024 from the 14th to the 18th of October at Dubai World Trade Center. Now, AI is really at the forefront of this 44th edition of the world's largest tech show. It's gathering thousands of AI enterprises and startups who are developing never-before-seen solutions set to revolutionize industries worldwide. So stay tuned for more updates. Register at gitex.com. Remember, you can also subscribe and follow the event's social media at GITEX Global. I'll see you there.